episode 1 for the record
All right.
podcast.
I'm the
Got
guinea pig.
Necro, the motherfucking legend. Oh my god, dude. It's so awesome to finally be able to talk to you, just in general. Like I've been listening to your music for years, dude. I mean for decades, honestly. It's been a long
No
ass
doubt.
time. So the first record I ever got of yours was this one here, Gory Days. I believe
No
this is the
doubt.
original CD that me and my buddy bought. We had to order it through Coconuts. They didn't even have it in stock, but they're like, no, we can order
Oh,
it.
okay.
So they
Yeah,
ordered
those are
it
the
for us.
days when you had CDs in chain stores.
Yep.
Those days are gone. Now it's Spotify. But
Yep,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
I've been through that whole era of CDs in chain stores.
Yep.
And it was a real pain in the ass to get
Yeah.
shit into chain stores, but you needed to, or you wouldn't be legit. For you to be
Yeah.
taken seriously,
Yep.
you had to be able to go into, like you said, Coconuts and find a Necro CD there. And that took a
Yep.
lot of business, you know?
Yeah.
That was probably through my distribution with Selecta Hits
Yeah.
from
So
Memphis, Tennessee.
they had to actually order it for us. We had to pay for it up front and then for them to order it. And it took 3 weeks to a month for that CD to arrive. They're like, oh, it'll be here by next week. 2 weeks
Yeah,
later.
some of these places were assholes and they wouldn't stock me first. A
Yeah.
customer would have to come in and show interest, and then
Yeah.
they would get it for you. So, like,
Yeah.
it depends what city you were in. What city are you in?
I'm in Lebanon, New Hampshire.
Yeah, so a place like New Hampshire, I would imagine the chain stores would be assholes and
Yeah, oh,
wouldn't,
yeah.
you know, I guess younger Necro would say that they're assholes. Older Necro now would say, I guess they were just doing their job. And if they didn't see a demand for Necro, then they wouldn't order it. So by you coming in there, you showed the demand enough that they would place the order.
Yep.
And probably
Exactly.
without you coming in there, they felt like there's not enough of a demand. Like the New York Tower Records would probably automatically make an order for
Yeah.
Gory Days, and they would already have it, and you
Yeah.
wouldn't have to request it.
Yeah.
But New Hampshire, I've never even been there to perform, so it's
Yeah.
not really a huge market for Necro.
So I didn't
Even though
even,
I probably have fans
oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
you, but it's not a huge abundance of fans.
This
You know
state's
what I mean?
not very big anyways. We don't have huge cities like New York and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
I've never really heard of New Hampshire being like the hot spot really for anyone. Oh, I'm touring and I'm doing New Hampshire. I
Yeah,
mean, I
exactly.
you
Yeah.
don't really hear that. I think I did once do a show in New Hampshire, maybe one time. It's possible, a long
Probably
time
like
ago.
Manchester or something like that. That's usually where
Yeah,
people go if they do come to New Hampshire. It's about 45 minutes to an hour away from me.
yeah.
You gotta
I
go
think I did
south.
a show there. Um, yeah, once
Uh,
possibly.
like most people, so I saw Slipknot recently, Corn, and some other people. Usually you have to go to Manchester. If not, we have to go to Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey. We have to drive pretty far to go see these shows sometimes. So when they do come to New
Yeah,
Hampshire, we try to make it because it's a lot easier for us to get there than to drive 6 hours or 8 hours or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because it takes a long time to get to some of those cities for us to, because even Slipknot, just sitting in traffic for, you know, 6 hours trying to get there was brutal as hell. And my buddy had
damn, that
this
sucks. 6 hours.
CD.
Wow.
Yeah. So he had that
Yeah,
CD. He
that's
made me a copy and I played GTA 3 and I listened to the fuck out of that CD. We listened to it so much that it wasn't working too well. So we went and ordered the damn thing just because it was
which one?
Gory Days. That was the first
Okay.
record I ever heard of yours ever.
Well,
I didn't
Gory Days
even
was a real proud moment of mine.
uh
I feel
it's
very proud of that album. That
it's still one of my
album,
favorite albums today.
yeah, I worked really hard on that, and yeah, that's a good introduction to people, to Necro. I was actually going to call it "You're All Dying." That was
Yep.
the first name.
Yeah.
But what happened was the night that I was going to announce that I was dropping the album,
Yep.
it was 9/11 that day.
Oh shit. Yeah.
And I
Okay.
said, shit, if I put out an album called You're All Dying right after 9/11,
Yeah.
most of these chain stores are not gonna fucking put the
No,
album out. They're not gonna put posters up
no.
right after 9/11
Yeah.
with "You're all dying."
Yeah,
So I was
exactly.
like, shit, I gotta pivot. And then I decided to call it Gory Days.
Did you already have like stuff like printed up and everything for it too? So you probably had it like,
Not yet. I was just going to announce
oh,
that
okay.
I'm dropping
Okay. Well, that's
for
good.
9/11 that day. I was announcing the album coming
Yep.
out,
I remember that.
and
I remember the
I
day.
don't think I had the cover yet,
Okay, well that's good.
so that's why I was able to change it. But yeah, 9/11 happened, and it was just too brutal. You're all dying.
Yeah, I can understand that.
9/11 was such a shock.
Yeah, it was. It
It
definitely
was
was.
like crazy.
I remember
So
everybody in school crying about it and stuff like that. And I wasn't crying over it, but I was like, this really sucks. Like I'm not,
I might
you
have
know what I
cried.
mean?
I don't remember, but
I don't
it's
like
such a
people
long
dying
time
and
ago.
stuff.
But it
I
was
don't wish
definitely hit home.
I don't wish death upon anybody, not even my worst enemy. Like even my worst enemy, I still want you to eat, just not at my table. Like go sit down somewhere else, go do your own thing. Just get the
Yeah, it
fuck away
depends
from me.
which
You know what
kind
I
of
mean?
enemy.
Yeah.
There's levels of enemies. Um, depending on the enemy would be depending whether or not I wish that he dies. Um, so yeah, there's calibers of enemies, and people pay their karma anyway.
Oh
So
yeah,
if
absolutely
you do me
100%.
wrong, you're gonna have
100%.
bad karma. So because
Yep.
that's how the world works, energy.
Yep, that's 100%. That's why I try to be honest as much as I can and do what I can. Because even when I find like stuff that's not mine, like say somebody's cell phone or something, I try to get it back to the right person. Because I try to think, what would I want somebody to do for me if I lost my phone or if I lost something? I would want them to bring it back to me. But
Oh
this
yeah,
one
for
right
sure.
here, uh, Ill Bill's first one, I believe this is. What's wrong with Bill?
Yeah,
That was actually at our Best Buy when that first opened up around here when we first got a Best Buy. I was
yeah. I
actually
basically
able.
did everything for that album. I
Yeah.
mean, I produced it. I hooked up the cover art with
Yep.
an artist from Marvel. I funded the whole entire recording. I produced everything. I put it out, and it took
Eh,
like way over $50,000 invested. Nobody was willing to put him out
Yep.
because that was 2004, and
Yep.
Bill had been trying to come out through nonfiction
Yeah, I do remember.
for
Didn't you produce
years.
for them too?
Nobody would give nonfiction a deal. He didn't have any deals of any sort, and definitely nothing solo. Nobody was trying to put him out solo wise.
Yep.
So that's what made me put out Bill, Mr. Hyde, Sabak, Gore-Tex. I was their only option.
Yep.
And
That's
not
crazy.
only
Yeah.
was I their only option, as far as I had a $500,000 deal with Selecta Hits, the
Yep.
same company that put out Master P,
Oh,
and
yep.
all the stuff that went through Selecta Hits. So I had worked out $1 million deal with Select Hits, and the way the deal was um for every 50,000 I put up, they're gonna put up 50,000.
Oh, word.
So if I make an album and I pay for the album to be made and all that it takes to make it and videos and all that, they're
Yep.
gonna put 50,000 into the marketing and pressing up of the CDs and getting it into the chain stores.
Oh, nice.
So um so it was kind of like, $1 million deal with me putting up half of the million, not up front, but as each basically I was shipping so much shit from all the catalog that I had before those albums that I had a lot of money coming in and going out. I
Yep.
would do because I did a lot of COD with a lot of stores. So I
Okay.
might do a $3,000 COD order with Newberry Comics.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. So I would call them up and I would get an order from them for whatever I was pushing, whatever albums I Need Drugs, you know, my whatever I had up until that point
Yep.
from 2000 to 2004. And so I had a lot of money coming in,
I got
but
that one
it
too.
was all being pushed back into the label, everything I had. So, um, yeah, so that's how that album came about because he couldn't get a deal. Because
Yeah.
he honestly, he's the type of person. If he could have gotten a deal with somebody else, he would have did it
Yep.
because I'm not gonna insult him, and here I'm just gonna tell
No,
people
I
the
I totally
facts. The
get it.
fact is,
Yeah.
if he could have gotten a deal with somebody else for maybe double that money, he
Yeah.
he would have did it. He
Yeah.
didn't do it because I'm awesome and because I'm so cool. But the reality is I am awesome and cool because nobody was going to put him out. So,
Yeah.
I actually put my own independent, hardworking money up, and I'm an artist myself.
Mm-hmm.
I put out the prefix for Death that year, so it
Yep.
wasn't like I'm some balling artist with major money, and I'm
Yeah.
like, it was really hard to actually do all that. Like it took like a lot out of me, you know, as far as the energy. We're talking beyond, 24-hour days, just not
Yeah.
like nonstop work.
Well,
There was
one
a
of the
point my
things that I
apartment
always,
was filled with so many CDs because I would ship them at that time. I was actually shipping them from my house.
holy shit, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
because I would get them pressed up with a company called Media Technologies,
Yep.
and because that was part of the deal. See, with Selecta Hits, I wanted to control the product so that I don't have to rely on them telling me, "Oh, we're in the red," or "We didn't move this," or "We didn't move that." I had gotten to the point where I got screwed over by Bob Perry from Landspeed, who did
Oh,
I Need
yep.
Drugs.
Okay. Yep. That makes
And
for as much sense because I actually have a record that has that label on the back of it.
yeah, that's the first label that put out 50 Cent's Guess Who's Back that got him
Yep.
to deal with Eminem.
Yep.
That's the label that put out Jedi Mind Trick's first
Yep.
album, Violent by
I got that
Design.
too. Yep.
That's the label that put out Call Mega the Realness and Freddie Fox Industry Shakedown,
So
all
I,
within that year of 2000, 2001.
yeah.
So Bob Perry, he promised me, even in contract, $100,000 he would put into I Need Drugs.
Yep.
And I did a deal with him.
Yep.
And then he stopped giving me money and putting money into I Need Drugs after $10,000.
So on the I need
Even though the
drugs
CD
though.
was in stores everywhere, he 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 tried to fuck me over and wouldn't put the money. He was just saying he didn't have the money. He was so overextended with so many artists and shit that he was putting out
Yeah.
that my shit was getting fucked. And
Oh,
I was
that's not cool.
considering suing him. And
Yeah.
I said, shit, if I sue this guy, it might destroy the whole I Need Drugs release
Yeah.
because I have to still rely on this guy
Yep.
for certain business things because he was the one distributing the record and all that.
Yep.
So I got fearful that I was going to hold back my career and fuck it up because I had been trying to come out even before that. Like,
Yeah.
even before Eminem was out, I was seeing lawyers with demos and singles and trying to get them to give me a deal back to 97, 96. So
Okay.
this is 2000.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, I can't have my shit get fucked up legally now.
Nope.
Who knows what could happen? I could end up, it could be 2003 before I
Yeah.
drop another record. And then, it was at that time you really needed to be on your shit. You needed to be on your game.
Yeah.
So I chose not to sue Bob Perry, even though I had a contract with him to give me 100,000
Yeah.
in marketing. It wasn't any money up front that he was giving me.
Okay.
It was he'll put 100,000 into the marketing of I Need Drugs.
Yep.
The I Need Drugs already had its own buzz. So it was already doing good on the basis of people just fucking with me and my whole fan base I built up and all the interaction and all that. But it wasn't really doing great based on his marketing money. So
Okay.
he had put 10 G's. 10 G's was probably covering ads and maybe Murder Dog, something in the Source or XXL. It was not really a lot of loot.
Yeah.
So I needed more of that money to do more things. That's why I never made an I Need Drugs video at the time.
Okay, that
Like
makes
I ended
sense.
up no, I did make one if I'm correct, but
You made
I,
one
I
that in
didn't make
Uncle
I
Howard's
didn't make
apartment or whatever.
videos for all the other songs
Yeah.
and all that shit, which I should have.
Yeah.
But Bob Perry fucked me on the money. So that's what led me to getting with Brian Shafton from RBC, who basically played the role of retail sales management because you needed one of those guys, basically kind of like a straightforward, nice white guy type of guy who he would be the intermediary between the rapper and the chain stores, and
Oh,
he would
okay.
be able to go up to Violet Brown and all these people that run the chain stores and get them to take the orders
Okay.
because they wouldn't take it from me. Like
Yeah, I
the
get you.
way that people were, they didn't talk to rappers.
Yeah.
They looked at that like they're above that. I'm not taking no orders from a rapper.
Oh, yeah.
Now a lot of stores did. Before Selected's deal, I was getting stores, like I said, I was doing COD with 100 stores
Okay.
shipping out of my house.
That's
So
crazy.
basically, long story short, I ended up doing Gory Days with Selecta Hits, and that's how it led to me doing all those albums, 10 albums in about 20 months for that. You know, I put up 500,000. They agreed to 500,000, and the way it worked was I grossed $1 million, but it costed 900,000 to gross $1 million.
That's crazy.
So I didn't make profit $1 million.
Yeah, I got
I
you.
grossed $1 million, but for every 100,000 I put into one of the records, it costed 90,000
Yeah.
because
So,
to do retail sales management, I had to pay Brian Shafton maybe 25,000 just to even work. He's getting that to do his job.
yeah.
And then I got to pay co-op advertising. So for every CD that you would get in the store, I had to give the chain store $2 to $3 of the money. This is how fucked up the music business is. For every fucking CD that a chain store would take, you got to pay them co-op advertising for them to take it. So
That's
if
crazy.
I should be getting $8 a CD, now you're taking $3 off from that. So now it gets broken down now to five.
Yep.
And then from that five, I'm making a video and then I'm paying retail sales management and da. Before you know it, I'm only getting like a fucking dollar off of a fucking CD.
Yep.
So it's not that much.
No, definitely not.
So that's why Master P was preaching more, you know. So basically, it's very complicated. But the reason I was doing shit with me pressing up was because I didn't like the fact that they would say that, for instance, how do I know if Bob Perry tells me, yeah, I'm only going to press up 20,000 now of I Need Drugs, and if it does good, I'll sell more, I'll make more. How do I know he didn't press up 50,000 and gets rid of 50,000, and I don't know if he's selling them
Yeah, that's true.
or
Yep.
not,
That's
and
a
he's
very
only
good
telling
point.
me 20 sold?
No,
How
yeah,
do I have proof? I don't know the underhanded fucked up shit that these guys do. And it's and if it was known a guy like Bob Perry did underhanded fucked up shit. A matter of fact, he even did shady shit with 50 Cent. And 50
okay.
Cent told him that's how Bob Perry fucked himself. He ended up getting sued by Interscope. 50 Cent told him keep everything on the under the radar low. And Bob Perry wanted to be flashy, like, oh, I got 50 Cent now. But
Yeah.
50 Cent just did a deal with Jimmy Iovine.
Yep.
You don't want to put out some shit that Jimmy Iovine technically owns that artist now.
Yeah, exactly.
So Bob Perry ended up getting liquidated, you know what I'm saying, by being a greedy fuck. Because
Yeah,
that's what he was. He was essentially a greedy fuck that instead of focusing on putting out I Need Drugs, he had to put out I Need Drugs, Jedi Mind Tricks, Call Mega, everybody, and then fuck everybody over.
that's
Try
crazy.
to be a man, but fuck everybody over. And then, he got sued by Interscope. So that made me say, I want to press up my own shit. That's what Master P would do.
Yeah,
Master P would press up 100,000 CDs, let's say, and then send them to the distributor.
yeah,
Now, in my QuickBooks, I have a record that says I ship Selecta Hits 30,000 CDs at $8 a pop. They
yeah,
owe me $24,000.
yeah,
And if they don't sell all of those 30,000 CDs, they got to give me shit back. They got to return.
yeah. Okay.
And I know what I'm moving exactly.
I think you're very smart for that because I don't think a lot of people would think the way that you just thought of that and the way you said that because even like you explaining that, I was like, no shit, that actually makes total sense. And like, I feel like that's how a lot
Yeah,
of
I had
people
the
got fucked
QuickBooks
over.
running for everything. I had the QuickBooks software running with every person listed. Obviously, Selecta Hits my biggest customer.
Yeah,
They were my main distributor. And then I was still selling to stores.
that's
I
crazy.
didn't rely on Selecta Hits to get me into Newberry Comics
Yeah,
because I knew Larry Mansdorf, who was the head buyer at that point, and he would have rather just buy it from me directly, COD.
yeah,
I would call him and be like, da 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 da, and then he would give me the order, and that would get me the money quicker than waiting. But Selecta Hits would do the shit that I couldn't do. Like I couldn't call up Violet Brown, who was working for Warehouse, I think,
yeah,
and tell her to take CDs from me and she's gonna let me ship to her.
yeah.
Nah, she would take CDs through Selecta Hits,
Okay.
and a lot of all the other chain stores would do it through Selecta Hits. I would sell to the mom and pop
Oh yeah,
directly.
those are the best stores to go to, anyways. Honestly.
Well, those are the ones that gave a shit about me a little bit more, where the other ones were more focused on just Snoop Dogg and
Yeah,
the people that were on a
we're more
level that I wasn't
mainstream.
on a level. I didn't have the funding.
Yeah,
I just didn't have the money. How big can I be? I'm poor. I was
yeah.
never rich. I was nobody ever gave me anything. So, and I'm doing a genre that's not like back then the Master
No.
P style was popular.
Yeah, it was.
Hardcore underground independent hip hop from New York, believe it or not, at 2000, it wasn't as popular. There was a time where Stretch Armstrong and Bobito were the radio show that you would hear from 1990 all the way up to 2000. And that's where Jay-Z went and Mobb Deep and all the rappers that blew up all first went through that culture of the underground. But by the time 2000 came and I dropped I Need Drugs, Bobito's show wasn't even what it used to be. So the underground, and Fat Beats, I used to use them for singles.
Yeah,
Fat Beats didn't know how to distribute CDs really properly. They were mainly vinyl. So
yeah.
it was like a whole new world of CDs. And you really needed to really know how to pimp your CDs. And, yeah, I would move 20,000 or 50,000, maybe the most of a Necro or Ill Bill CD, but it costed so much money, man. Like to make a video when we did Chasing the Dragon, it was $7,000 because it wasn't digital back then. You had to pay
Oh
for the
yeah, it was
film.
tape.
You had to pay for film, and
Yep.
the fucking director was like, "Oh, we got to do this on film, and that's going to cost 7,000." And then you got to pay some asshole fucking video promoter to get you on, the rap shows, and all those shows fronted on my videos, and that costed 5,000. And then to run an ad on BET or MTV at the time, so people would know to go to Tower Records. That's another fucking 7,000. So like,
Jesus
you don't
Christ.
believe like your money would get fucking eaten up,
I
and
believe
you
it.
would only be able to do a couple of things.
Yeah.
Like you weren't able to, you know what I mean? So Master P, his shit blew up in a way I wanted it to. I was trying to be like Master P. I just couldn't do it, man. I couldn't get the support from New York people the way that he had it in the South. The
Oh
South
yeah.
was so hungry that it would support Master P. New York's mentality was like, you indie? Like, yeah, you must not be dope enough to get a record deal. Where the South, they're not looking at Master P like he's whack because he's indie. They're respecting him because
Yeah,
I was hitting
exactly.
the streets. Now I was getting respect where I went. Like I would hit up all the white neighborhoods and all the white kids
Yeah.
where I would give them I need drugs to sell for me.
Yeah.
So I would go up to a kid that might be a weed dealer, and I'm like, "You dealing nickels and shit?" He'd be like, "Yeah." I was like, "Start dealing my I need drugs albums like weed. Sell them for 13 each,
I would have
and
loved to do that.
give me $8 back." So I would catch a kid on a block in Brooklyn, and one of the more drug dealer type kids who had the hustle in him, and I would hit him with 20 CDs. I need drug CDs, and let's say it was 20, and he had to give me 8, so he would owe me 160, and he would make 100 on selling those 20, and I would get 160 back. No. Basically, he would give me $8 for the CD, and he sells them and then he would get 5.
Hmm.
By selling it for 13. And so it was like a nickel bag. And it
Okay.
was very easy for them. These kids loved doing it because they were supporting, they loved the music.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it was like you can't get arrested for pushing I need drug CDs. And the name is drugs. I need drugs. So
Yeah,
it was like
exactly.
pushing musical drugs. So I probably had like 50 different kids selling for me all over the world. There might be a kid from Montreal, might be a kid from Toronto, and like I didn't really have too many people fucking me over. Maybe 2 or 3 that I sent CDs to fuck me over, but and then of course I would threaten them, and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna fucking mutilate you." But the people that you know, 95% paid me, so it was actually working,
Yeah.
and it was a hustle, man. Everything was hard, man. It was tough, man. And
That's crazy.
I've only been able to get myself to the level I am now. What level am I now? I'm about 450,000 monthly listeners on Spotify,
I mean, I
which,
feel like you've done fairly good for yourself, to be honest.
well, my numbers are better than a lot of rappers that had major label deals in the 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll go on Spotify, they might have 100,000, 200,000. So the fact that I'm indie, never been helped before, and I'm mainly and right now in 2024, I maintain a good, 500,000 on Spotify and on all platforms. Let's say I got about 1 million fans digitally,
Yeah.
approximately, that listen to me on, because I get about 1 million views on YouTube a month. My
Yeah.
channel gets 1 million views, and I get about also 500,000 people checking my channel out a monthly. So
Yeah.
we could say if you combine Apple Music and Deezer and Spotify and YouTube and Instagram, let's
Yeah.
say I definitely got about 1 million people. Now, what sucks is if I was getting $1 for all 1 million people listening to me monthly, I would be the most richest motherfucker. I
Yeah.
would be able to do everything that I want to do in my dreams to blow Necro up. Like I would be able to do things you couldn't even imagine. But the way it works is having 1 million fucking listeners when you're indie means I get paid enough that I haven't worked in 20 years. All my bills are paid. All mom's bills are paid. A
That's what's
couple of
up.
employees' bills are paid. And then I got a little money left over to invest.
Yeah.
The shit that's going to make me 100 million is not going to be Necro. Necro is going to be the thing that gives me the freedom and the money to invest to make my 100 million.
Oh, okay.
And I will make 100 million. And when I have 100 million, I will be able to push the Necro brand, 1,000x, which will
Yep.
be something nobody's ever seen before. Because nobody's ever seen an underground rapper like me become 100 millionaire and then be able to do things that you couldn't imagine, because that's the shit the major labels do. Why is Eminem bigger than me? Why is any rapper bigger than me? It's not because they're better. It's not because they make hotter songs. Because I Need Drugs was one of the hottest songs ever. Who's
Yeah.
Your Daddy is one of the hottest songs ever.
I
Dead
love
Body Disposal is an underground classic.
that was my
I
shit.
mean,
Dead body disposal. That was my
the
shit.
thing about Necro is I'm not just like a good rapper that raps on a radio show, and people are like, oh, he's dope. I make good songs. I make songs that you want to listen to for the next 20 years. You
Yep.
might like the freestyle of that rapper that goes on Sway in the Morning, but
Yeah.
you're not going to listen to his song on Spotify
No.
because he hasn't made a dope song, because he might be bad at picking production and
Yep.
he might not know how to make hooks. He just might know how to rap good,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
he gives away free verses on his Instagram constantly. So you're like, yo, that dude's pretty nice. I like him, but you would rather listen to the artists that have great songs.
Oh
That's who
yeah,
you put on your
absolutely.
playlist. And the reason that Necro has 500,000 people on Spotify is because I'm on everybody's fucking playlist. They're either putting Who's Your Daddy on it, Creepy Crawl, Dead Body Disposal, Take Hip Hop Back. There's so many fucking bangers that I've dropped that a lot of people who are new to hip hop are like, why don't I see an influx of Necro on all these radio shows and all that? Does he even rap? That's because the people that love me, my 500,000, 1 million listeners, know that I make good songs and they're
Oh yeah.
listening to me on their playlist. They're not watching me for YouTube videos as far as live on the radio, live on this radio show, because I was the first motherfucker rapping live on radio shows. That's why I have Rare Demos and Freestyles Volume 1 to 3,
Fuck
which
yeah.
has me
I got
rapping
those.
on Stretch and Bobito, the most legendary show out of all the shows you see now. Everything, the first fucking show ever that did this for hip hop in New York City was Stretch and Bobito.
Yeah.
And that's when people weren't filming you and you would tune in on the radio before YouTube and you would listen. And I could go up to Stretch and Bobito with rhymes I just wrote off my paper, and
Yeah.
all you're hearing is audio. And I could fuck my rhyme up, and it would still sound immaculate.
Yeah.
And you would listen to it and be like, "Oh my god!" Because I used to go, and the people in the fucking studio would be like, "Ah!" They would lose their mind over the shit I was saying.
So I
You
actually
know,
listened to one of those recently and they were losing their yeah, it
I
matches.
went up to Bobito in 1994 and I was like, necrophiliac, 1990 gore. I
Yep.
said, my castration hand is steady. So, bitch, are you ready to get your dick chopped off with a machete? I mean, they never heard nobody rapping like that. And fucking, they were losing it. I was
That's
like, then I
awesome.
go to a bordello, open up the mouth of each bitch and dismiss the liquid that's yellow. And Bobito was like, ah! He was losing it. I was disengaged.
Yeah, I
I mean,
remember
I'm
that.
one of the first ones ever to brutalize gays. I mean, Cool G Rap and Ghetto Boys, they were the first. But for underground hip hop in New York, that's
Yeah.
probably why it hurt my career a lot, because I already made myself, my bridges got burnt with any gay person
Yeah.
because of the anti-gay freestyles that I was doing. Because at the time, you have to understand, if you were into hardcore hip hop, it was like anti-faggot shit. Like you're not, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's the way the culture was.
Yeah.
It was, you didn't like anything that's gay. And the funny thing is, when you would call someone a fag or gay, it wasn't even if they were gay or not. It could have just been a
Exactly.
regular guy who's
Yeah.
acting corny, and you're just, yeah, you're gay, you're a fag.
So me and
Like
my friend said that
it
shit
was just
all
an
the time.
insult. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was an insult.
Yeah, exactly.
but that probably hurt me a lot. There might have been a lot of people that have power that were like, don't help Necro ever. So it helped me build a cult following, but hurt me in the business.
Hmm.
A lot of people might have been, oh, I love Necro. He says shit I've never heard anybody say.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, I said like, uh, I said I molest skanks with Franks. I'll go to Philadelphia and kill that motherfucking homo Tom Hanks.
Yep.
I'll uh, uh, I'll kill every gay in the community. I'm happy if you're a fucking faggot with AIDS and your immunity. Like I was saying such foul shit that the people that like exploitation are like, yo, Necro's king. But then people in the industry who are gay are probably like, this guy's
Yeah.
disgusting. I'm never going to help this guy. So you have to understand, I hurt myself.
Yep.
A lot of my career is a double-edged sword.
I feel
It,
like
it,
you've done very, very good. Your raps are totally different from anybody else's. When I first heard your shit, I was like, that's the shit I want to listen to because it wasn't the
Notice how
same as everybody.
Eminem got away with all that bag shit because he was on Interscope with Jimmy Iovine.
Yeah.
So basically, what I was saying was, I basically made a lot of enemies with my anti-gay rap, and
Yeah.
a lot of that shit. I'm going to be honest now for people that are reading. I don't really hate gay people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I
Like
never thought you did
I
anyways.
don't support it. Like me personally, I
Yeah.
don't rock like that. I
Yeah,
love
exactly.
women, but like I feel that's your business. You do what the fuck you want to do. But
Yeah,
a lot of
exactly.
you have to understand my influences was Cool G Rap and
Yeah.
Ghetto Boys. And
You
the
did an
way that
album
they
with Cool G Rap
rhymed,
too.
Cool G Rap was probably the most anti-gay rapper at that time. Let's say like that would say things that would be like, you know, that you could hear that would, but I took it a notch further because I my whole thing was about being more extreme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was the whole Necro thing. So basically, I made a lot of enemies where a guy like Eminem, him dissing gay people, that promoted him and made him bigger.
Yeah.
See, because he had a machine behind him that put him on
Oh yeah,
MTV.
exactly.
So now he's the guy on MTV that's going to have people outside MTV picketing him for saying anti-gay shit. Where me, nobody's going to picket me, you know, going up to Bobito and Stretch.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that was Columbia University. Now you see all these people picketing Jews,
Yeah.
and I'm Jewish,
Yep.
but back then, nobody would be picketing me for dissing homos. You know, and I was going up to Columbia University where the radio station was. But funny how things turn around. It takes all these years, you know, and now they want to picket because Israel is defending itself.
Oh yeah, I
So,
know.
you know, I think a lot of people hate me, not only just because I'm so brutal, but because I'm a Jew also.
Which
And
is
I'm proud.
stupid.
Like I don't hide it like a lot of these Jews
But who cares?
that
You know
are
what I mean? Like, why does it
embarrassed
matter? You know what I mean?
because I think what happens is there's so much hate. It's like people hating black people
It's so stupid though.
and you living in an area where there's a lot of clan and you trying to hide that you're black because maybe
Yeah.
you're light skinned and you don't want people to know you're black. So you're telling everybody that you're mulatto and you never met your father and you're white and you're trying to fit in. I think it's changing now. I think now, after so much hate, a lot of Jews are becoming proud now. Like,
Hmm.
fuck that. You know what I mean? They're like, how much
Yeah.
abuse are you going to take? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
But me, listen, this is what I am. My mother's a religious Jew.
Yeah.
My father's an Israeli who fought in the IDF. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's my side,
Yeah,
bottom line.
exactly.
The same way an Arab, they always side with the Arab Palestinian side. It doesn't like 99% you find any Arab, he will support Hamas and Palestinian side. So why would you be shocked that I'm going to support Israel?
Yeah.
Oh, but because you're a Jew and you should be doing the right thing. The right thing would be condemning Israel and supporting Palestine because so many kids are being killed. Like, no, the right thing would be I'm a Jew and you attacked us and killed 1,200 of us, and now we're obliterating you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you start a war, no, because people forget, a lot of these people might not be from the street. But
Yeah,
if you're from the street and somebody kills your brother,
you're gonna go
there's
kill him
not
back.
going to be, oh, you killed my brother. No, your whole family's getting wiped out.
I got a
You know,
question for you.
there's a saying, don't want none, don't start none.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I
then what happens is there's the whole what about shit. So now it's all, but what about everything you did leading up to this for 80 years? Right, right. Israel for 80 years has been just abusing everybody. Israel is the size of New Jersey, bro. The
yeah, that's not
Middle
very
East
big.
is okay. This is what the Middle East is. Israel's like the size of this little thing here. How is it that a little tiny Jewish fucking country the size of New Jersey is abusing every Arab everywhere? You got sheiks with billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Because here's the fact: all these Arab countries kicked all the Jews out of their country.
Oh, okay.
They said, "Get the fuck out of here. We don't want Jews here." So if you look at an Arab country now,
Yep.
no Jews are allowed. But Israel has 2 million Arab citizens, allows Arabs to live as citizens. You can even be part of the government. The
Okay.
problem Israel has is with the terrorists, motherfuckers who want to kill them.
Yep.
And Israel definitely strikes fucking hard because when 6 million of your people were killed by Germans and Hitler, you become fucking strong.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, Jews have been fighting people for fucking centuries. Okay, we had beef with the Romans, we had beef with the Persians, we were slaves in Egypt. I mean, we've been through fucking everything. It's not like we just became fucking Israel. Like we went through fucking hell, bro.
That's crazy.
And people act like none of that matters.
It does
Oh, and,
matter
and not
though.
only that, Israel is indigenous land, meaning the first people from Israel were Jews.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So you can't say that Jews are stealing land. That's like saying the Indians are stealing America if they were
Yeah.
taking land
They
in
were the
America
first ones
back.
here.
Exactly.
I'm
So
actually part Indian.
there's a lot of shit, bro. Most of these people that you see online that are pro-Palestinian, you can ask them in the street, do you know what this means? Do you know what intifada means?
I
Do
don't
you know
think a
what
lot of
a
people know
river
what
from this river
anything
means? They
means.
have no clue what's going on.
I think a lot of these people are just dumb and ignorant and they watch the news too much and they listen to too much bullshit that's going on and they're just being fed stuff that isn't
And check
true.
this out. If Jews control everything, right? Jews control the media. Look at me, for example, Necro. I'm a
Yeah.
Jew. If I controlled the media, wouldn't I blow myself up as big as Eminem?
Yeah,
Wouldn't I
exactly.
make wouldn't I make the media love me?
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, the media kind of doesn't show me enough love. I don't
I
get
don't
enough
feel like
love.
they show you enough love. Honestly, you've
Well,
been
think about it.
independent.
No disrespect to you, but this is why I'm doing your channel. Your channel is very small,
Yep.
but I'm like, you know something? Who am I to nitpick at this point? At this point,
And
your
I
your
respect you for
channel
that
might get
though.
five. Listen, if I can set off your channel, and because of my interview with you now, Violent J will do an interview with you now because he's like, oh, you did one with Necro? Okay, listen, the opposite mentality could have been like, fuck your channel, you don't have anybody, so I
Yep.
don't want to do it. But then I started thinking, hold up a second, maybe I'll just be the first. For no, because a lot of channels that want to rock with me are not big. And
Yep.
I'm going to be honest with you. I want to get on channels that have 1 million people
Yo, yeah,
subscribed,
exactly.
but they're not giving me love. They're
Yeah,
not.
exactly.
They're not fucking like. If you see the people that they're giving love to, it's corny people. It's
Yeah,
people that
it's
haven't
the
done the shit I've done.
yeah. I've
So I'm
always
like, listen,
respected you.
man, if you are actually showing love to somebody who actually does something dope in hip hop, then you fucking technically deserve a chance to build. Then I'll be the guinea pig for your channel. I'm not saying I want to fucking do every channel on earth
Yeah,
that
I
doesn't
get
have
it.
a lot of fucking subs, but I'm gonna pick and choose here and there and be like, all right, well, that's a reason why I'll do an interview with you because I say, something, this is an actual fan, and a lot of
Yeah,
times
I
nothing's better than doing interviews with your actual fan.
I actually
You-
listen to you. I care about your music. I've loved your music for so
exactly, and
long.
then and then I care about you. Then you know what I
Like
mean? Because I
I
don't
buy
really
your
give a
merch.
fuck.
Like I got a Necro hoodie right here. I got an I Need
Yeah.
Drugs t-shirt. I got fucking vinyl for days. Like one of my questions was though with the Land Speed Records thing, is
Yep.
this like
Yep.
a
Yep.
first pressing? Is this like the first, or is there like other ones
Probably.
before
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably the first pressing.
that? Okay, cool. Because
I don't think that's been pressed up before that. Land Speed
I have so many of
definitely
your
is the first
records,
pressing of
but
I Need
most of the
Drugs.
records that I have of yours are all first pressings, except for the prefix of death or prefix for death. That's the only repress that I do have. Everything else,
Is that with vinyl digital?
I it's bought off your website. Yeah,
Off
vinyl
my no,
digital.
but I'm saying, what's the company on the back? Vinyl Digital.
It does say vinyl digital.
Okay, yeah, that's a good
VINDIG.
company. Those
Okay.
guys are in Germany, and
Yep.
German company. Here's the funny, crazy shit. I'm a Jew, right? And we were
Yep.
talking before. I get more love from Germany than almost any country in the world, as far as my designer is from Germany and my vinyl company's from Germany. German, this generation has a big respect for hip hop. They really love. So shout out to Germany and shout out to all my German fans because, well, it kind of goes to this. You can't blame this generation for what Hitler did the same way you can't blame me for what white people did to black people.
Yeah.
You got to treat me as Necro, as somebody who has a different view. I don't have the view of Ku Klux Klan. And
Yeah.
so Germans of this generation, they don't think like Hitler did. And that's what's crazy about what's going on in the Middle East is that a lot of the people there, this generation, they're actually being raised to hate Jews.
It's so
The
stupid though. It's so
Germans
stupid.
are not being taught in school Hitler, Hitler. It's actually against the law to push Hitler. But in Palestine, they actually push for you to be killed and kill a Jew and you'll be a martyr. That's actually
So stupid.
props. You get props for killing a Jew. Do you think in Israel that they're teaching Israeli kids to kill Palestinians?
Absolutely not.
Israeli kids are being taught to be doctors and lawyers. This is the thing about Jews. People hate us, right? Blah, blah, blah.
Never
Jews,
hated a Jew in my life.
no, and I've never hated any culture really.
I
I
just don't
only hate
understand.
people
Like
that
I've
hate.
never been
I
racist,
hate people
never
that
hated
hate me.
anybody.
What are you?
I'm Indian.
Oh, you're an
Indian.
Indian. I
Yep.
couldn't tell.
No, you're it's not so
Well, you're not dark skinned.
no. So I only get dark skin when it's like super sunny out after like the summer's been going for a while. My skin tends to
Okay,
get
I would never
darker.
tell you're Indian. Now that you said it,
Yeah.
I guess I can see now. I can see, but yeah, but also I'm only seeing you on a very small
Yeah, exactly.
screen. But yeah. Well, first of all, I love Indian food. By the way, Indian food
Thank
is
you.
fucking slamming.
Right?
Chicken tikka masala is my shit. It's
It's
yeah,
good.
it's definitely dope. But yeah, and Bollywood got sick fucking samples, bro. I sampled a lot of ill shit from Bollywood.
Yep.
Creepy Crawl is sampled from a Bollywood movie.
That's such a great fucking oh
Yeah,
man.
that's one of my fucking favorite tracks. When I do that live, the fucking crowd
That's
picks
one of
like
my favorites
maniacs.
right here. The
That's a
Circle of
crazy album
Tyrants.
too, man. You know what I'm saying?
I
That's
paid a lot of money
definitely
for this album. Let me tell you what. I found this secondhand
where is that? Is
on
that an
this.
original?
It is.
What
Yeah.
does it say on the back? Does it say who distributed it?
It says vinyl digital on it, but I don't know if that was the
Oh,
first
okay. No,
pressing
that I
or
did that
not.
with vinyl digital. That's not the first one, maybe.
Okay.
That might be the second one.
Okay. Well, it says
I don't know actually, because
2015.
I don't know if I pressed that before with before vinyl digital.
Okay. Well, that was
I
one
don't
of
know
my
if I did
questions.
vinyl when the album dropped. I might have only did CDs.
This was one of my favorites too of all time.
What does that say distributed by?
Fat Beats.
Oh wow. So I did that with Fat Beats? Okay.
Yeah.
I might have did that myself. I might have actually pressed that up out of my own money and then
This
put
one
it
was
out with
quite a bit
Fat
of money
Beats.
too, because I had to buy this one secondhand also. A lot of your stuff I bought secondhand because it's not available like to just be purchased, which I totally get it. You know what I
That's
mean? Because you
interesting
got to
that
put
Fat
up the
Beats
money up front and you
distributed
got to
that.
do it. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these I bought secondhand. Like this is one, I love this album too. I remember when this album came out, Death
Who
Rat.
distributed that?
This one says HHV.
Oh, okay. That's hip hop vinyl. Hip
Yeah.
hop vinyl I spoke to this week. They
Yep.
do not want to do any more necro pressings because
Why?
they're the competition with vinyl digital. That's
Oh, okay.
there's vinyl digital and
Yep.
hip hop vinyl. Hip hop vinyl did a lot of my vinyl, but
Yep.
they,
Yeah,
they're
that's what
they're
this one
fucking
is
whack
too.
now. They're super whack now. Who distributed that?
This one's hip hop vinyl also.
Yeah, hip hop vinyl was a very good, cool company. I mean, and
I
they're
got
being fucking corny now. Who
this is high.
distributed that?
This one is Fat Beats.
Wow. Okay. I
And then
did
I
that
got
with
this
Fat Beats.
box set too. This is Ill Bill's first album. It's a whole box
Who's
set.
that distributed by?
Fat Beats.
Okay. So I must have used Fat Beats for. Okay. Check this out. You want to know something?
Yeah.
Maybe when I did my CD deal with Selecta Hits, I might have did a vinyl deal with Fat Beats to do all the records that year. Now I'm
Yep.
thinking that's what happened because it's hard for me to remember 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, that I did most of the beats on.
That's an original. I know that one.
Yeah,
That
that
was
I
through
did most
Fat
of the beats
Beats.
on.
And then I also got
Without me, that album would suck. By the way,
I
just
Need
want to throw
Drugs.
that out there.
Listen, I love that
If you
nonfiction
take if
album.
you
That
take all of Necro's shit, all the
actually I
beats I
got one
did
more.
on Future Is Now off,
Yep.
that album would suck.
I fucking love that entire album. I love all of these albums from the beginning to the end. Every single one of them. I actually had
But you would you agree with me or you
yeah,
disagree?
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
But I
And
also
those
can
guys,
say
yo, those guys don't pay respects.
I can tell you there's
They're
a
mad
store
shady
called
to nonfiction.
F
They don't show me
FYE.
any love.
I don't know why, especially if you
Bro,
put them out.
check this out. They had a fucking New York reunion
I
celebration
remember
show of
that.
that
Yeah.
album.
I was
I
gonna go
was
to
not invited.
Massachusetts. What?
I was not invited
Why?
because I'm not cool with them. Now, wouldn't you think that you would put your shit aside and message me and be like, even though we're not getting along, we're celebrating this record and you're so much a part of it that would you be willing to come? Now, if they would have asked me, I would have came for the fans, but I
I
didn't
mean, I
even
feel
get
like
an
that's the
invite.
right thing to do.
But yeah, I would have put that aside only because I was so much part of that record. So,
It's
I
such a
would
great album too.
listen, even when bands don't like each other, when they do the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they all go.
Yeah, that's great.
So, how do you not call me? You
Yeah,
see how shady motherfuckers are.
yeah. I was
Like,
gonna
you
go to
have
the
to be really
Massachusetts show that
shady
they
to
were
not
doing.
call me up.
That's
But
fucked
yeah,
up.
that's how people listen, bro. That's how people are, bro.
That's crazy. Hold on, I got one more to
Raekwon,
show you.
check this out. Raekwon,
Yeah,
bro, a lot of people don't like me, right? And these are people
wow.
that well, nonfiction, we know there's a history there. But Raekwon had a New York show for Cuban 2, which I performed. Oh no, I did a beat. I
I
produced
even
the
got this
beat, and
one
I
too.
didn't get invited to the fucking to the show. How do you not invite me? And I did fucking the Jihad track.
Right.
People are like they're either scared
Crazy.
of me or they don't like me. It's like
I don't understand.
I don't know because I'm one of the nicest guys ever. So it's like, yeah, I produced that as well.
Yep,
Is that also Fat Beats?
it is. Yep.
Yeah, so that I did a deal with Fat Beats. I'm assuming
I think so
for
too.
that deal with Selecta Hits. I probably told Fat Beats, listen, I'm doing a whole deal for the CDs, and we want you for vinyl. And they probably did the deal with me. And
Yeah.
I don't remember what kind of deal it was as far as the money, but we can see now that it was done through them.
Well, I must say, a lot of these albums cost me a lot of money depending on where I bought it from, like whether it's
Yeah.
eBay, Discogs, or whatever the fuck it is, and other places. But I searched high and low for them motherfuckers because I was like, I fucking was
So,
getting into
yeah.
vinyl and I love Necro, so I was like, I gotta get his shit. I gotta get his shit. So I
So
fucking
listen, because I'm gonna have to get off at 8 because I got another
yep,
interview.
you're
I
good.
want to make sure you ask me anything that you really want to ask. You know, is there
So
anything that you specifically really want to ask me? Shoot, and I'll answer.
so basically, I just wanted to hear like your side of the story on things. Like you actually did touch base on a lot of stuff. And
Yeah,
like that one question I had was, is that an original pressing? And like the other thing too is after I Need Drugs, was the Gory Days the next one that you did? Or
yeah, that's my sophomore.
okay. Because that was like because this was the first album I heard, but then I saw the video for this one after that, like where you guys
I
were
dropped
Uncle
I Need
Howie's.
Drugs. I dropped Gory Days. Then I dropped Prefix for Death.
Oh,
Then I
okay.
dropped Sexorcist. Then
Yep,
I
I need
dropped
that
Death
one
Rap.
still.
Then I dropped Die. Then I dropped Murder, Murder, Kill, Kill.
That's
Then
a
I
good one.
dropped
I
The
need that one too.
Godfathers.
I need all those. I'm
Then
still
I
trying to
dropped The
collect all your
Godfathers,
stuff.
and then I dropped Notorious Glorious,
Oh, yeah.
and now I got to drop. You see, the thing about me, which is why I'm at the level I'm at, as far as a loyal fan base,
Yeah.
is because I dropped really solid shit back to back.
Well, yeah,
I
that's
Need Drugs, the Gory Days, the Prefix for Death, the Sexorcist, the
oh my
Death
God.
Rap. Like, not a lot of people hit you with 5, 6 back to back.
Oh,
And when
yeah.
you do that, it creates a very big impression on the
Yeah,
fan base.
exactly.
Like the way Mobb Deep did it, the way Metallica did it. Like,
Yeah.
people hate Metallica from Black Album on, but people love Kill 'Em All, Ride
Oh,
the
yeah.
Lightning,
Yeah.
Master of Puppets, and
Yeah.
Justice
I
for
love
All.
those albums.
And
Yes.
because they dropped those 4 in a row, it's like you have to worship Metallica.
Yeah.
Like, I
Well,
don't give a fuck what they do that's whack because I got the first 4 to go back to.
yep. I
Same
like,
thing with Sepultura, Morbid Visions, Schizophrenia, Beneath the Remains, Arise. They
yep.
dropped those 4 in a row. So it was like, when any artist drops shit 4 in a row, they're fucking solidified.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I feel like you dropped way more than enough. That's way more than just 4 albums, and you've worked on a ton of other artists' albums, like with your label
Yeah,
and stuff, and that you helped put out other people like Ill Bill and how like Sabak and all of them. Like,
yeah.
I remember the first time I heard Sabak's album, and I was like, "Oh my God, dude!" I was like, "This is the fucking shit." And I had one of my coworkers listen to it, and he was like, "What are you listening to?" And I was like, "Why?
Yeah,
You
it was
like
pretty
it?" He
cool at the
goes,
time.
"No." He goes, "I don't just like it." He goes, "I fucking love this." He goes, "It's different from anything I've ever heard." I'm like, "You never heard this
It
shit
had a
before?"
revolutionary vibe, and the beats. I was able to use a different style of beats that fit, the concept, and that was the
Yeah,
point of working with all those guys. I had been making so many beats that I would have one beat that could fit this guy, one that would fit me, one that would fit Hyde.
what would be like the
Everybody,
process?
everybody got to pick what they wanted,
Yeah, like when you
and I
start.
let everybody pick what they wanted. It was like, that's one thing that's different about me and what I did for these guys, and what a lot of producers do. Like Premiere, you're lucky if Premiere gives you more than one beat, and you have to take what he gives you.
Yeah,
I let Bill pick 100 beats for him to decide what he wanted to use.
that's crazy.
Alchemist wouldn't do that for Bill. Bill was
Absolutely
lucky
not.
to hear
No
a couple of
way. No
Bill was
way.
lucky to hear a couple of beats from Alchemist.
Yeah,
Same thing with Pete Rock and Large Pro.
yeah,
I'm the only one, you know, that let him hear 100 plus beats to pick the fucking 15 that he used.
oh my God, dude,
Same
that's
thing for
crazy.
Hyde. He got to hear everything that I fucking had so that he could pick what he
Oh
likes
my
the
God,
best.
his album is so amazing too. I remember I heard that the first time. No, mommy, no, no, no. The boogeyman is coming. No, Mr. Hyde's coming, or whatever that she says there in the beginning. It's like that fucking dun 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 dun. That fucking beat, just the way it starts off with the piano and then it fucking kicks in. I was like, oh my
Yeah,
God, that fucking shit goes
it's
hard
it's
as
definitely
fuck,
it's
dude.
definitely a vibe. It's definitely a
I was like,
zone.
holy shit, man. I was like, that's nothing like that's why I love it. Like anytime I see your label on like somebody else's album, I was like, I gotta buy that. I don't even care if I've heard it or not. I'm buying it. I'm going home and listening to it. Like I don't even fucking care. So like
Well, I
when I saw Ill
appreciate
Bill
that. You know what I'm
album in
saying?
store, you know what I'm saying?
That's that's how that's how it's always been. With things that have a brand. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If you see a certain brand or label like Roadrunner, you know that it's going to be good metal if
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Roadrunner Records.
Exactly. Exactly.
You
You
know that it's going to be something good if a certain
I
producer
saw
does it.
this on the back of it when I saw the Ill Bill CD that day in Best Buy. I was like, I'm buying that. I was like, fuck yeah. I couldn't fucking
No,
wait to
no,
hear that
no
album.
doubt. I
I
understand, man.
fucking love your shit. I love the label that you've done. I love everything you've done. And like, I personally feel like you don't get enough love. I personally feel like people should show
Because of
you more
money,
love.
because of promotion. I don't. You know what it is? I've always been self-funded, and
Yeah.
what happens is once you get to a point that I'm at, where you have enough money coming in to pay rent, your mom's rent, a couple of employees,
Yeah.
ads, and you have money to invest, and and all your food and clothing are taken care of, and all that. You don't really want to ask people for shit. Like I'm not the
Yeah.
type. Like I would never ask somebody to give me money to make a Necro album.
Yeah.
I'm always going to make it myself. And with that kind of mentality, it's very much like a Damon Dash mentality. Is when you don't when you want to do everything yourself, it kind of fucks you over in a way because, like at the beginning, I got disappointed so many times because I asked so many people for help, and then I would see shit not really go the way I wanted to, and then it just got to a point where everything became digital
Yeah.
and the expenses were not what it used to be. And I just got comfortable doing my own thing. It's not that I don't push my own shit, but
Yeah.
it's that I don't have the money. So you might see some new guy who's only been out for a year or two, and he's getting his first deal, and so he might have 900,000 on Spotify, but that doesn't mean that he's better than me
Oh,
or
absolutely not.
anything.
A
Because
lot of
let's
these
see,
stupid artists have a million fucking fans, and honestly, like a lot of people listen to stupid music and they don't even know what real fucking music is. And like, I don't just listen for the beats; I listen to the lyrics and everything that gets put
well, it's
in
all
with it. You know
preference.
what
In
I
the end,
mean?
yeah, in the end of the day, there's a lot of corny people, but it's their preference. They don't
Yeah.
understand the type of shit I do, and
No,
we
not at
don't
all.
understand the type of shit that they like.
No, absolutely not. And another thing I
Like,
wanted to tell you
I'm not
too.
really trying to listen to a face tat rapper.
No,
In
absolutely not.
general, that kind
No.
of style
Yeah.
usually is a little different than boom bap. Boom bap, New York type hip hop was not like, oh, I got tattoos on my face. Listen to me.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, it
Yeah.
was about actual lyrical skill
Yeah.
over a
Exactly.
dope sample on dope drums. And that's what I do, and that's what I like to do. And that's what gets me excited
Yeah.
still till right now. Like I like the idea of finding really good drums, finding a really dope sample. I don't want to make a beat from a Casio keyboard
No.
or like that doesn't excite me personally. But there's some people that they're raised off that style.
Yeah.
They don't even
Exactly.
understand the 90s era type style.
See, I grew
And
up in the 90s, so it's a lot different for me. You know what I mean? Like
it
I
is
was
it's
born
different
in the
for people
80s,
that yeah,
raised in the 90s, and I want to tell you three things before we get off here.
yeah,
For one, I love that you did a song with Revelry because I fucking love her. Second of all, I was so
no
happy
doubt.
you did a song with Mercules because I fucking love Mercules. I've been fucking with him longer than
No
anybody
doubt.
even before I even knew who the fuck he was. And for three, shout out to FYE or FY, yeah, FYE the store because they're one of the very few stores that ever came here that had your CDs in stock and how I was able to get like the rare
No doubt.
demos and stuff that you put out, like the freestyles and shit, rare freestyles or whatever, volume 1, 2, and 3. I was able to buy from them and other albums of yours, and like Jedi Mind Tricks, AOTP. Like there wasn't a lot of stores that just had your guys' stuff up on hand, like Immortal Technique. Like you couldn't just go to a Coconuts and go buy it, or Sam Goodies. You had to go to FYE. They're the only ones that actually had your shit in stock when we went there. I didn't have to order
Well,
it.
that's a
Already
big.
there.
Why? Where? Yeah, yeah. Well, FYE is a big. That was a big chain. Are they out
Yeah.
of business now?
Yeah, they were a bit out of business over
Right,
here
but
for
they
a
they
while.
were like Tower Records. It was like
Yeah,
Tower Records, FYE, Warehouse. Those were like the three.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
So yeah,
that makes
no,
sense.
not definitely.
I was super happy about that. But I will let you go if there's anything else you want to say or anything else you want to tell them. I will put all your stuff like links in the below just so
All
that
right,
people can get a
just
hold of you,
just
like your
listen, people. Go
Spotify.
to Spotify because Spotify is the #1 digital website on the planet.
Yep.
So
I also use
don't
on
look to go to
Spotify.
Instagram to hear my music. Not only that, my Instagram just got suspended from
What?
100K. So,
That's fucked up.
you're going to go to my Instagram and you're going to think like I'm not popping because I got suspended. But Instagram is a scumbag company
It is.
and
I don't really fuck with them
they
a whole lot.
suspended me over some nonsense, but they allow OnlyFans models to show their pussy. But
Yeah,
I get, but they fucked my business over. So,
that's crazy.
you know, yeah, it's fucked up, but it's why you can't rely on Instagram. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna put too much work into Instagram ever again. You know what I mean? Because of what they
I
did to
got
me.
you.
Like they go fuck themselves. But if you go to Spotify, that's where you can hear my catalog of music, and that's where you can see what I'm about. Because I'm not about at the moment. I'm trying to get in shape, but I'm not about being a male model.
Yeah,
I'm a
I
hip
get
hop
you.
artist. I rap and I produce beats. And if you go to Spotify, you can hear the actual music and add it to your playlist. Necro, I got probably right now 430,000 monthly listeners. You could also go to Necro Video on YouTube.
That's
YouTube
easy.
also shadow bans me, but I
I don't
got
know.
like at least 10 videos with a million plus views. So you can go look at those, go look at the most popular videos. There's a button on YouTube and click on most popular video and you'll get to see, what people think are my hits as far as videos go. And then that's really how you'll get into my matrix. And then I have the Necro Superstore.
I love
I
that
have
store,
two
by the way.
stores, Necro Superstore and
Yeah,
Necro Product. Necroproduct.com is the OG store.
yeah.
Necro Superstore is the new store. On Necro Superstore, you can get all my CDs, the whole catalog. I'm still putting a couple of more joints on there, but you can pretty much get every album we spoke about there and the
Awesome.
instrumentals. So I
Ooh,
don't sell like the Ill Bill album, but I sell Necro, Ill Bill, Necro, What's Wrong with Bill instrumentals.
yeah.
That you can buy. That might not be up yet, actually, but that's going to be up. But I just
Awesome.
put up the Subocalypse instrumentals,
Yeah.
and I have the Barn of the Naked Dead instrumentals. That's not up yet either. But
Okay.
I definitely got death rap, sex assist instrumentals, death rap instrumentals. I just have like I got about 30 CDs up that you can buy on Necro Superstore.
That's what's
So
up. Go
take a
buy
look,
that
go
shit.
up there, take a look. You'll see, how the inserts look. You get to see there's a lot of new artwork that I created, to make it a brand new, fresh thing, to make the releases fresh, and
Those skateboards
that's
are hot
about it,
too.
man.
All
Just
right,
go to my
cool.
Spotify, you can go to my Facebook, and you can even add me on Instagram, Necro official page, Necro underscore official underscore page. And that's about it, man.
All right.
And I appreciate this, and I hope that
I
this
appreciate you.
interview brings you a lot of new subscribers, and
I
that
hope so too.
you know I, I like the fact actually I could be the first one on your channel, and then go get a whole bunch of other people to do it based off me,
Yep,
and then maybe more people will hear what we talked about. You
exactly.
know,
And I
and
hope
yo,
that we can
and
keep in touch
put some
after this
ads
too.
into
You know
your
what I'm
shit.
saying?
Like
Yep.
try to run some ads, into your
Right.
channel to bring people. Don't just rely on shit organically.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
put a little money into it, because if you really want to have a serious channel, it's not going to happen just over organic only. Put a little ads and let it run organically, and you'll see your shit build up. And
Word.
I wish you luck.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Stay
All
in
right,
touch. All right.
all right. Be good, brother.
All
Peace.
right. Thank you. Peace. See.